So here's a topic that finally gets someone from the inside gaming industry to admit that Game Pass is hurting the revenue of game developers. Pete Hines, the former vice president of communications and marketing at Bethesda, says there's a problem with subscription-based services like Game Pass. It's a big issue that connects to three factors: the needs of the service, with the people running the service, along with people who are providing the content. If there's no balance in between, then the subscription isn't worth much. You need to properly acknowledge, compensate, and recognize what it takes to create that content and not just make a game, but make a product. That tension is hurting a lot of people, including the content creators themselves, because they're fitting into an ecosystem that is not properly valuing and rewarding what they're making. So right there, it's already hinting that Game Pass and its subscription service is not as rewarding to the developer as normal sales were. But there are some benefits to allow a game to go on Game Pass. The developer might get a flat fee up front. Just in case the game flops, they have a guaranteed set of income given to them right away. Microsoft might pay for the funding. Another payment method is based on how many hours someone played the game, and also revenue sharing, where the devs get a percentage of the revenue from their games. One good example is Tango Gameworks' Hi-Fi Rush, which Microsoft said was a big hit, which attracted 3 million players. But that also means most of them were on Game Pass. So those 3 million players does not mean it was 3 million sales. That game studio would later close down. So when someone says this game attracted 1, 2, or 3 million players on Xbox, we can mostly assume that a bunch of those players were there because of Game Pass. But if that game was not available on Game Pass, would it still have attracted 3 million players? Maybe not. Another question is, if that game was not on Game Pass and sold as its own game on a different service, would it have made enough money in return? We don't know. Former World's Edge Studio head and Xbox Game Studios vice president Shannon Loftus acknowledged the issue, writing, "As a long-time first-party Xbox developer, I can attest that Pete is correct." So this is coming from someone who used to work with Xbox, and they're telling you that Game Pass only benefits Xbox and the consumer, but the developer gets left out of this deal, unless if the flat fee number is really high. The article goes on to say that even if a game is set to release on Game Pass, it comes at the expense of retail revenue, meaning it will lose money for not getting normal sales, unless if the game is engineered to post-release monetization options, like future DLC or maybe microtransactions. While Game Pass does not make as much money for each game on the service, there's a chance it could make more without being on Game Pass, but that could also mean less traffic on the game. But when something is on Game Pass, it makes it much more convenient to try many games on the market by only paying for a monthly subscription. So there you have it. Someone from the inside admitted to what everyone was already saying for a long time. 3 million players on Xbox does not mean 3 million in sales. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.